When I'm racing on Zwift, I like flat races. But sometimes you can't avoid the climbs, especially if that's where the riders show up and there's no other options. And today was one of those cases. Hey, cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek. This is a 14.7 mile race with 870 feet of climbing. If it was 500 feet, it would have been on the edge of too much for me, but 870, that was too much for me. It was going to be a challenge for me to finish in the top half. And with 23 starters, that would have meant no worse than 11th place. I figure most everyone was familiar with this course because when we started off, it wasn't all that hard. That told me everyone was saving it for the climb. I then figured I'd sit in and do what everyone else was doing. I'm now jumping ahead to the start of that main climb. Before we got there were a couple of sprint points, and so I still don't understand with the stage rules here. Are they getting points for these sprints or what? But a couple of them went for that. One was out for close to a mile before he was caught, and then we kind of settled down. There was another minor attack before the climb. He was caught, and now we started the climb. Now, out of the 23, I think we had 20 in this group, and you can see I'm in 10th place that I've started going backwards. You can tell by my picture in the lower left-hand corner that I have some ugly face going on. I'm doing a lot of toweling from all the sweat. Now, if you look at the upper right-hand corner, that little insert map, you'll see that I'm still with the front group, but barely. I'm about 11th place, and the next group behind us is about 4 to 5 seconds back. Okay, for you guys that aren't familiar with this channel, my age is 69. If you're racing in this group, you're probably doing most things right in order to have good functional longevity as you get older. And that's what this channel is about. So if you're not that familiar with all the details of that, subscribe to my channel and also subscribe to my IG account. Being the old guy that I am trying to manage my effort. If I go too hard, I'm going to redline, and so then I have to back off a lot, which is not what I want to do on this climb. There are some strong people up there, and right now it seems like our front group is a group of 12. The next group back is about 17 seconds. Now there's a couple that are 3 seconds, but right now I say that they're still with us. Not knowing this course, I'm hoping that we reach the top, at least for a while. So what I have to do is get up to that front group up there, because if there's the descent that's coming up, I'll then have to be with these guys when they start to drop. Otherwise, they'll be gone and I'll be here. This race is on a Wednesday, and I have a road race on Sunday. I mean a real road race on the road. Because of how my legs are feeling, I'm going to take a couple days off and then do my leg openers on Saturday, then race on Sunday. Now, I've been chasing these guys, and I'm just about up to them. Now, I know I've been pulling the others up. They're about like a second behind me, like a group of 4, but I don't care. My main thing is I wanted to get onto these guys. Now, as soon as I did, these guys took off, and I'm a little bit reamed, so now I'm starting to lose them again. So now I'm looking for a little help. I'm looking at the insert map to see how close people are behind me. I'm looking at the data on the right to see how close they are behind me. They are further back than I want it to be, so now I just keep on chasing. And as the climb starts again, I make contact with the front 3. And of course now I'm hoping that we are the lead group of 4, but we're not, because the others that were behind me are now starting to catch up. As it sits now, based on the data on the right side, we are a group of 8. The next group is about 12, 13 seconds behind us. At the moment at least, I'm getting top 8, but we don't know that for sure, because when you look at the data right above me, it shows about 380, 400 feet climbing. Well, remember, the total climbing on this is about 870 feet, and I think the last 200 feet is on the last climb leading to the finish. Now remember, I'm 69, and this is wearing on me. And so we need to get another 200 feet of climbing, 200 feet of climbing plus before we get to the top. The question for me is, how am I going to get to the top with these guys? The thing is, I can tell that I'm weakening. I'm already checking the data on the side to see where the groups are behind me, and will I be able to, for next half of the race, be able to hold them off to finish in the top 10? Well, this was the point I was going to start to find that out. Well, maybe not yet. I wasn't ready to lose contact. After a few pedal strokes of recovery, I then dug in and went after the lead group. But as quickly as energy came, the energy left. Now I've got about 100 feet of climbing to go, and maybe at least over a kilometer to go. I'm looking ahead and seeing that they're starting to split up. I'm hoping that some of them drop back, that I can catch them before I get to the top. I have one person about 1 to 2 seconds in back of me, and if he can stay connected with me to get over the top, maybe I'll have somebody to work with. I'm just focusing on that person in front of me. The problem is, I don't have a lot of energy left in my legs. And it possibly looks like the rider behind me, which is now 3 seconds behind me, doesn't have that much energy left either. Oops, I called that wrong. Looks like he had some network problems. I'm forgetting those in front of me. I'm now starting to think about those behind me. I have somebody that's about 4 seconds behind me, and the next one is going to be about 7 seconds. At right about 600 feet of climbing, we are close to the top. Now that rider behind me is actually on my wheel, and so for quite a while we work together, but we never catch anybody. A few miles down the line, he's able to pull away from me on a descent. That leaves me in 9th place, trying to stay away from the next guy behind me, who at the moment is about 9 seconds behind me, and I still have about 6.5 miles to go. By the time I make it to the finish, that rider's about 25 seconds behind me. That was quite a drag race. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. As always, remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.